Good morning, everyone. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. And today we will be doing a car chatter because I didn't have the time to record yesterday like I wanted to, but I definitely want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions about this whole Jeffree Star video. Oh God, Lord, the sun. Because I said after I made the Tati video, I was like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about Jeffree whenever he comes out and says something. I'm not going to be the type of person to constantly do video after video, like speculating, like, oh, the thought process of an individual. No, I'm gonna wait for them to come out and say what they need to say, so then I can give you my viewpoint on it, whatever the case is. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts and opinions about what I think about the Jeffree Star video, which by the way wasn't an apology video, and I don't even think in the title it said it was an apology video, so we're not gonna call it one because it definitely was not that. So if you're interested in getting my thoughts and opinions, stay tuned. Lord God. Okay, so I didn't adjust the lighting in my camera, because this is my vlogging camera that I don't vlog on. So excuse the lighting, and I'm on my way to work. So the sun is out here rising and all, so excuse it and I'm sorry. So let's talk about this video. So I just want to say, first off, so I know that his couch and all are getting a lot of flack. I didn't care about the couch. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal for me. As a matter of fact, the couch looked comfortable. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. But of course it just looks staged, like any other apology video that any other YouTuber has to make. I just felt like for him, like, one, Jeffree, wear your clothes. I'm not interested in seeing your kneecaps, you looking like you're naked underneath. Like, I don't care to see it. I'm sorry. This car, you jerk over one good time, just letting you know that you don't know how to drive. Wear your clothes. Why did you feel the need not to put your clothes on for this video? Like, apparently it wasn't that important. I don't know. I really didn't care for that. You all done up with no clothes. Got a fresh wig on, makeup done, nails popping, with no attire, no clothes. Like, my guy, put some clothes on. Oh, and his thumbnail to me was like, I don't know, like, one, if I ever had to create an apology video, I don't know how it would be, so I don't want to be overly critical, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna look like Cruella de Vil in my videos. You know what I'm saying? Why are you in my blind spot, my guy? Just move up. So his thumbnail was kind of like, you look all evil and like, I don't know. The thumbnail just kind of read to me like, let me just put this video out so y'all can shut up and leave me alone. I'm not pressed. You guys make me sick. Like, you got that Cruella Yzma kind of vibe, and I'm just, you know who Yzma is. The Disney reference. So I didn't appreciate the thumbnail. But, for real, I truly don't care about this dude. I just feel like a lot of people expect a lot from him, and they shouldn't. At this point, Jeffree is about himself. He's about his brand, and he doesn't care about how he comes off to the people that support him. Point blank, period. He just doesn't. So it's like everybody has these high expectations for these YouTubers, and I don't really understand why, because they're human. Like, never put me, like, I pray that God will give me a smidgen of what they have, so I can represent my age group, my ethnicity, my race in a major way, you know what I'm saying? My gender in a major way, to where I have a voice and people actually want to pay attention. But please don't idolize me. Don't do that. And that's the thing, that people just look at these YouTubers and expect them to just not be human. Listen, Jeffree has proven to everybody who he is time and time again. What else do we need to see? Truthfully, what else do you want to see? This dude don't care about you, nor me, nor anybody else. He cares about himself. And he also admitted in his video he doesn't have friends. You don't. You went through these people. You made friends with them. They got you to where you needed to be. Why? The reason why you were friends with Manny, because Manny does have a personality. Manny is funny. And I really don't understand. Like, Jeffree doesn't have a personality to me. I think the only thing that really draws anybody's attention is that I guess when he does his reviews, not as a person, period, but when he does his reviews, he's honest about how he feels about it. You know what I mean? And I get that. If you know that someone will tell you the truth about a product and not try to sell you a whole fish sandwich, then you want to watch them because you know that you're not going to get someone trying to sell you something. I'm all for it. I'm with it. Once he got enough of what he needed from these individuals, he backed off and left them alone. Now, those people became problematic. But anywho, let's focus on this video alone, because talking about Jeffree is like, I don't really know what people expect. And so he mentioned in his video that a lot of people just wanted him to come out and say something. Like, you know, and it's not good to always rush out to say, you know, to come out and just voice something immediately, because it's not healthy, it's not good. And he wasn't going to do that. My guy, didn't you tweet back in 2018 that, I don't know, I'm gonna leave the tweet up here somewhere, that, you know, silence means something or whatever, or, you know, it shows you some form of guilt when you don't speak up on something? Like, that's why people expected you to speak up immediately, because you tweeted that if you're quiet, you're guilty. This is what you need to do, Jeffree. Doubt you'll ever see this video, but I hope someone goes back and tell him. What you need to do is remember everything that you do, because clearly you have a bad case of amnesia, dementia, something. You know what it is? You smoke a lot of weed. You smoke a lot of weed, and a side effect from smoking marijuana is forgetfulness. You will and clearly he doesn't remember the things that he says and does. It's the marijuana. That's why he can't remember nothing. You mentioned that you needed time to reflect on your actions and when you went wrong, because you acknowledge that you've made mistakes or whatever. You needed some time to reflect. So, what's this? How are you taking the time to reflect on your actions when you're chilling with Black China, another person who is pure tea problematic, and you're out here buying Toyota Supras and stuff, taking pictures with fans on another channel, recording a video about, like, taking time to reflect, staying away from social media. It's also saying, hey, I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not, you know, I'm not doing anything. I don't want to be seen. Don't take my picture. Don't do nothing. Oh, just not being bothered with other people. Because when you're reflecting, usually, you're in silence, not really trying to deal with anybody. You're just trying to focus on what you need to do next, how you need to better yourself, yada yada. I don't know how other people self-reflect, but it only makes sense to do that alone. Self-reflection, need time for, to be with yourself. Whatever. It didn't make sense, Jeffree, and it's annoying that you feel like the people who support you are suckers. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care what you do, what you buy, who you hang out with, whatever, because I'm not a fan. But the people who really truly support you, do you realize that your lies and your actions bother them, like really truly bothers them? I mean, you have some of your fans that are freaking delusional, and I don't understand. I'm so sorry. These stans, and I will say I hate the word stan. I can't stand it because of who stan really is. Go listen to the song by Eminem or whatever. I will link the video down so you can actually watch it. Like, stans are truly, don't ever call me, I'm not a stan of nobody. But his stands be on one. And I don't understand, like, are you truly blind to what this dude is doing? Like, his makeup is all right. I've tried it. I'm not going to sit here and say that he has whack stuff. But my God, it's so many other brands that are killing it. I don't know how people can say, I am I judge the makeup, not the person. So you're trying to tell me someone who doesn't have morals, you're willing to put money in their pocket even though they go against everything that you believe in? I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it doesn't to me. So Jeffree said that, you know, he wasn't going to drop any names. He wasn't coming to this, you know, coming into this video, dropping names, dropping receipts, yada, yada, yada. But you're the main person that likes to drop names, pull people's cards, tweet and stuff like this. Okay, this is the stuff that irritates me. When people are like, oh, that was the past. The past was a month ago, right? You know, and you were screaming and hollering at people via tweets. Now all of a sudden you're not with it. Like, I can't with none of it. Like, you can't be all rah 1 minute, and then when people are pulling your cards, or there's potential lawsuits, or there's, you know, there's friction amongst the community, or they're taking money out of your pocket, now it's okay, let me pipe down, let me not say nothing, let me come like I'm calm, cool, and collected, I'm a changed person, my guy. I don't know who you're fooling with that. Who you're fooling with that, but you come off more corny to me than genuine, or you're trying to be a different person. And this is me. Let me tell you something. I am with change. I believe in change. I believe that people can do that, right? But change does not come overnight. Complete change does not come in 1 month. Complete change doesn't come in 1 week. It doesn't. You have to put in work to be different. So I will back anybody. If you are really legitimately trying to make a change as a person, you want to be better, I'm with you all day long. Let's rock out. Let's do it. But you can't sit here and, because he kept saying, like, you know, that's not me. That was a different Jeffree. That's not me. But yes, I messed up. Yeah. And that's his whole attitude. Yes, I did. Yes, I did that. I'm human. So then what are you talking about that you changed? Everybody has slip-ups here and there, right? But who are you truly fooling when you say that you have changed, but just a month ago you were doing the most? You've also mentioned how you have all these receipts on these people, and that's why, you know, no one's going to mess with you. That is not considered blackmail. I also noticed in his video that there were a lot of edits, and I don't know, I don't want to misquote anybody, but, or even not even just Jeffree, but just people in general, the, you know, the audience, when a lot of other YouTubers got criticism for, you know, apology videos being overly edited, or someone's reading a script. So didn't James Charles get ridiculed when he did that Tati video, and it looked like he was reading something? People were like zooming into his glasses. People were like zooming into his glasses, like checking out his eye contact and what he was looking at when he was apologizing, whether or not he was genuine, checking out his body language, all this other stuff. Meanwhile, who is clocking Jeffree's? He was reading off of something, honey. He was, which I don't care, you know, but he was reading off. My thing is this: when I only speak for myself, but when I'm going to sit here and call out a person's behavior by doing something like reading the edits, I'm only saying this because other YouTubers have been scrutinized for doing the same thing. So why is he any different from anybody else? That's my question. Please answer it. But Jeffree, he needs to get the same smoke like everybody else got. Seriously, you have acknowledged that you have poor impulse control. Yeah, that's not what you really said on your video. You said, I have impulse control. I know that you didn't mean that, because you do not have that. Okay? You lack that heavily. So you're impulsive. We see it. So why not apologize for the moments where you lacked impulse control? Like, point out the tweets that you know people have brought up, people have questioned your character about, and explain a little further why you did what you did and apologize for doing that. Because not only did you attack other YouTubers, you have been documented as attacking some of your fans that were only trying to tell you about yourself, and respectfully. Also, too, you got on this camera of yours and you decided to talk about Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, and there was someone else, I can't remember off the top of my head, who you had. Why bring them up? Let's deflect from all your stupidity and bring up the Black Lives Matter movement, and there's more important things to talk about. Yes, my guy, there's more important things to talk about, but guess what? You're not a part of that important thing. So why did you feel the need to bring that up? What did that do for you? You bring it up and then you don't give any form of resources where people can support the movement. You shot it out there. Now, I had went through some of your tweets, and I only did that because I know how some of your stands are and how they want to sit here and talk about what you do and what you don't do and this and the third. So before I decided to even record this, let me just look to see whether or not he has truly been an ally or an advocate of this movement for him to bring it up. Which, let me say, one, bringing up those beautiful humans that died by the hands of police officers for no reason. How that did not fit in his video whatsoever. There wasn't a place for it, wasn't warranted, wasn't nothing. You bring it up. So then I looked on the Jeffree Star on his IG page. I looked on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics page. I looked on Twitter. All I saw were retweets and tweets about certain situations. Okay, it got so warm in the car. It got so warm in the car that my camera stopped. So let's continue I still have time before I have to clock in for work. But what was I talking about? Okay, so you want to focus on the Black Lives Matter stuff, right? That doesn't have anything to do with you. So what you should have focused on is all the new things that have come up about you and address them. If you care about Black people like that, let's talk about the Black people you have directly affected. Have you spoken to Jackie Aina yet? Have you apologized to her directly about how you insulted her? Have you talked to her about that? Probably not. And there was I think her name was Mod. Mod had put out a video about how Makeup by Shayla didn't insult her. They had a conversation. They still kick it. That was a lie that you put out. You don't want to address that, and how you directly came at this woman as if you were going to fight her. Let's not act like you're not a whole misogynist, right? So you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about how you talk to women and how you aggressively approach women of color. But you're so pressed about Breonna Taylor. Cut it out. Cut it out. And for those who believe that he is genuine about that, please check yourself. Come on, really use your noggin and realize that dude just used the whole Black Lives Matter movement as a pawn, as a deflection. Has he spoken to the Black women he has truly affected? No. So you apologize to James Charles behind, being impulsive and realizing that you two were close enough to where he should have came to James Charles. He should have went to James Charles to talk about what was said to him. But he was being gassed up, and people were kind of filling him up with information. He kind of just blurted stuff out. So it's that you're a whole boss over there. So you're trying to tell me that it's easy for people to gas you up. It's easy for people to manipulate you. Are we falling for that one too? So you're not going to own up. You're not taking accountability for doing what you did. You want to blame other people for gassing you up. And that's why you did what you did. And then you follow up that you're always going to be, you're going to always be accountable for your actions. And if you're not being accountable, to let you know. Well, how in God's name can we let you know, Jeffree, if you turn off your comment section? Why'd you do that if you want people to inform you when you're not being accountable for your actions? You didn't take accountability for that. Being impulsive is truly a diagnosis. That's a problem. But you said that. We're not saying that. You put that out there in the atmosphere. So let's kind of put that back on your issue that you claim that you have. Don't sit here and say that people gassed you up. Sir, get out of here. Fraudulent all day long. So let me backtrack a little bit. I don't know. Again, I don't know where all this falls into play, but you had made a statement like all beauty manners, which was so corny. Like when you said that, I was like, "Dear my seriously, all beauty matters." Okay, it does, sir. It does. But you wanted to, poke your chest out and made it seem as if you were the spokesperson of inclusive makeup, and you make makeup for everybody. And all, when I want to say you said something about when a beauty brand came for another brand, which I'm only assuming when the only video I remember you really standing up for somebody was when Huda Beauty not kind of copied Beauty Bakery. Sir, one, you're not the spokesperson of inclusivity. If it wasn't for Fenty Beauty coming out with 40 Shades of Foundation, nobody else would have. Okay? If you have ever said, I didn't watch your videos like that, like I wasn't a follower of yours, like I watched you for, a little while, but I can't sit here and, back up every video you have created saying that there was an issue with being inclusive. Listen, you weren't that person who was always speaking on that. You want to know who was always talking about there needs to be more shades in a foundation, in a brand? Was actually people who look like me. People who are black and brown who have always made a statement that there aren't enough shades for us dark skin tones. Let's not dismiss the people who had spoken out on it way before you. Let's talk about how Jackie Aina, listen, I don't care what people say about her. She has been very vocal about what shades aren't meant for dark-skinned people, period. That wasn't you. That wasn't you. You may have made a couple of statements or whatever, but let's not take away from Jackie Aina, Nima Tang, and others. Let's not do too much mouth. These are dark-skinned women who have been so vocal about foundations that they can't find in their shade, or shades being too red, or whatever the case is. You're not doing people of color any just, like, we don't want your support if it's fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it all the way a buck. If people say, or people put out, million shades of something, or speak about inclusivity because it's a marketing tool. Who are the biggest buyers in the cosmetic industry. So therefore, you're going to say what you need to say to make sure that we purchase. I just pray that all of us who are of color will not support those who are just trying to benefit from our dollar. No, we have to make people earn it. No, sir. I can't tell people what to buy, who to buy from, but let's kind of take pride in ourselves to not support people who truly don't support us, that just shoot out stuff from the side of their mouth just because. I would take Jeffree seriously ever if he decided to have a seat with actual Black content creators, not the smaller ones, which is fine and good. That's fine. But actually the top people of color, Black, brown, Asian, actually have a conversation with them, or not even collab, but have a sit down and say, listen, this is where I messed up. Take accountability for your actions. And how can we flip this around? How can we change this whole beauty community and what you, Jeffree, contributed to the foolery? It'll take a grown person to do something like that. Sit in front of the people that you actually affected, actually bothered to death, and apologize. Until then, I don't think any of us care what you do and don't do. Truth be told, I feel like, one, this video that he created was an apology video. I also feel that he was not aggressive, but he seemed annoyed by even creating this video. I feel like this whole video was fraudulent. I didn't feel like he said anything of any, sustenance. It was just, let me go ahead and do this. What I felt was tacky was at the end of the video, you want to promote what's coming out in August and what's the biggest collection or biggest whatever that you ever created. Oh, you're so excited. Seriously? You want to smooth things over so people can buy your stuff? Okay, I don't know. For those who want to continue to support him, do you, boo-boo. But just kind of pay attention to who you're supporting. Now, you may not care about how he conducts himself. You just focus on the quality of makeup, whatever. And if we want change in the beauty community, I want to say that I said this in my last video, that we have to be the change, and we can't keep looking at these YouTubers who have been here a while who keep messing up to make the change. Let him focus on himself. If that's what he's truly trying to do and truly trying to become a better person, let him take the time out and focus on himself, and then we can reassess whether or not we want to deal with him. Me personally, I don't have time for Jeffree, because I feel like everything that he does going forward is just a tactic to try to get people who look like us to purchase or whatever, or to appear like he really cares, or that's the change by shooting out Black Lives Matter. My God, put a link down to where we can support Black Lives Matter, support Breonna Taylor's family, support Elijah McClain's family, support George Floyd's family, like something. If that is what you're about and what you're promoting, okay, you just can't just say stuff. So like, because of it, I'm sure there's followers of yours who don't know or not educated on what's going on or care. But if you're so adamant about what's going on and we should be focusing on the more important things, you would want to educate your audience so that they can go see and they can see why you are supporting these movements. Shooting it, retweeting and tweeting something here and there just to make it look like, you're legit. Us who have a brain know that you're fraudulent, my guy. So that is all. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought about Jeffree's video, whether or not you thought it was an apology, whether or not you thought it was enough. Like, what do you think ultimately? I would love to get your thoughts and opinions on how you felt about it. It wasn't an apology video. It was a horrible video in my opinion, but that's just me. If you want to connect with your girl on social media, you can find me on everything at Talia's Eye Candy. That's on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And yeah, that is all. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye. Es que yo estoy buena, es que yo estoy dura. Yo sé que tú me